Hey, Jake, do you want to role play?
Sure.
Could you pretend to be a poor wheat farmer in Australia for a minute?
That's weird. Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. Okay, now imagine fighting for your crops against giant flightless birds.
That's weirder. Yeah.
Now imagine you can't stop them, and so the government sends a machine gun crew.
Seems oddly specific.
Then the birds flank the machine guns.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
All right, let's talk about the Great Emu War.
All right, welcome back to the Historical Blunders podcast. You may have noticed that we didn't change the name, and you know what? We decided we're not going to change the name.
We had a name set, and we couldn't get it, and so we kept trying to fill that void with a new name. So we're just going to keep our old name. It's good. It works.
You know what?
We're talking about a lot of
historical blunders for life. I'm not replacing those shot glasses.
HB, motherfucker.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, and we don't want to replace shot glasses.
No, but we are two avid, well, I guess you're an avid history buff, and I'm just a nerd, and then we're lifelong friends, here to talk about history topics.
We're life partners.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking, we've had this, long break, and getting to see you again really just makes me remember how much I hate you.
Oh. I was expecting this to be sweet.
No, I missed doing this for sure. I listened to the show while we were on break, and I was
just crying a little bit,
playing that Blink 182 song. I miss you, dunga, dunga, dunga.
Dude, that's such a good song.
It is such a good song. Yeah, and I didn't miss you at all. I'm a man.
I missed you. So yeah, sorry for the long break, guys. It was needed. I went to Florida, and then the following week
too,
you went to Florida.
We had our spring break.
Yeah.
We
had Ellie's birthday. We had a lot going on.
But we're going to stick with our 2-week schedule.
Haven't heard that noise in a while.
So, yeah, can you jingle that a few more times just for everyone who missed it?
For old time's sake.
Classic.
That's
I'm Daddy's home.
Yeah. Feels right.
So today's topic is the Emu War, which is a really kind of comedic chapter in history. One of the stranger wars you'll ever hear about. Sorry
we're picking on you, Australia, but
there's 4 people there, right? Or something.
It's all birds.
Yeah, you'll find out. But we're going to go through this in a very similar saga to Star Wars.
Yes.
So we're going to go with the original Star Wars track where we're going to talk about a new emu, and then we'll cover the Australian striking back, like The Empire Strikes Back, classic. We'll do trivia, and then Nate is going to cover the return of the emu.
Boom, boom, boom.
So a lot of fun stuff today. It's a really cool topic, kind of a unique topic.
It's a very unique topic. It's a fun one.
But why don't you tell people what this is about?
All right. So the Emu War.
Why don't you tell people what this? I'm just trying to. I don't remember how to be a dick. I tooted.
He did too. It was a good one. All right. So the Emu War was a failed attempt.
So how was your trip to Florida?
It was okay. I surfed. I tried to surf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really tried to surf?
Yeah. I rented a surfboard and everything.
Did they
bought the sex wax?
Did they laugh at you when you did it?
No. The only thing that sucked was they didn't have a surfboard big enough for me. And so he's like, "This is the biggest one I got. I'm sorry." He goes, "You're probably not going to be able to stand up, but..."
Really? You look like you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm fat as shit. But,
dude, no, I've been gaining. Actually, me and Sam are we're gonna be healthy and stuff for a while.
So the nice part was right before Florida, I got really sick and I lost 14 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's not.
And I've only gained 6 back. So
what happened?
All right, let's see if we can get through it. So the Emu War is a failed attempt by the Australian government to manage the herds of emus destroying crops in the wheat belt of Western Australia. So post World War I, they had a lot of people coming back from the war. They had all these veterans that really didn't have anything to do. So the Australian government came up with these wheat farms. They were giving out little parcels of land to veterans to help.
Which I thought was nice, right? So basically, yeah, after World War One, they had a lot of veterans.
It was nice to an extent. It was kind of a doom system for the farmers to make money.
Yeah,
because you only got like these small little plots.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it worked out.
Well, it worked out for the government because they got all the wheat.
Oh,
but when you only have to pay like this farmer this much, this farmer this much. It really screwed them because they're doing all the work growing it, but they're really not making anything off of it.
Right.
So it kind of sucked for them. But at the same time, like, that was their little way of helping them.
I mean, just in general, like, it's nice to see a government do something for the veterans.
Yeah, because it was right around 1932. We had the Great Depression, and that just, it affected here in America, but it affected worldwide economies.
Yeah, I mean, in World War I especially hit Australia hard.
Yeah, because they didn't have a whole lot of people in the first place.
They had like 5 million people, and they had 210,000 casualties.
Yeah, which is a significant portion of the population that disappeared.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So what was happening was these emus were usually around the coast, and then certain times a year they go, migrate to mate and all that. And so they'd come through the western side, the wheat belt of Australia. And what is insane to me is just, I couldn't imagine seeing a herd of emus, because they are not small. They're a big bird.
No, big bird.
Just saw one
like
not too long
Sesame
ago.
Street. Yeah.
We went to the zoo.
Yeah.
Ironically,
dude, they freak you out too. They got those beady eyes.
They look like raptors. They look like dinosaurs.
Honestly, it's a really weird thing that Liberty Mutual saw them and was like,
this is what we're going to use for our commercial.
Perfect.
It's Emu Emu.
It's the weirdest animal to pick for a mascot.
Emu Emu.
Yeah. Dude, the Shane Gillis skit was hilarious.
Shout out to Shane Gillis again.
Yeah.
Be on our show.
Just be on our show. Come to Nate's basement.
Come to my basement. Or we will come to the Metro Center.
Yeah. We'll meet you backstage.
We'll make some grilled cheeses, man.
That's for Uncle Danny.
But so emus are quite massive for a bird.
Yeah.
And they are flightless, so
they're like big and they got these little wings.
Yeah. So they're smaller.
It's like me.
Yeah.
It's like a little tiny arms.
Like
on a big
like
body.
you see an ostrich, they got that big body and wings, but they still don't fly.
Yeah.
But emus are just like little weird wiry haired birds. They're really creepy looking.
Are they faster than an ostrich?
No, I think an ostrich is still faster.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because emus are like 31 miles an hour. Which is still like really fast and annoying, I'm sure. Especially if you're trying to hunt them.
Well, hunt 'em, but also prevent them from destroying your livelihood.
Right. Imagine there's this huge flock of really fast, ugly as shit bird running around your field, killing all your crops in the process. Because that was what was happening, right? They weren't like eating the crops, but they were running around on it and destroying like the early stage of, the harvest process.
So no, an ostrich can run 43 miles an hour.
Oh, what's an emu? I think it's 31.
31, yeah. So that's a whole 10 mile. That's fast.
It is.
That'd be freaky.
That's considerably faster.
Yeah. But yeah, so emus are trampling the crops. It was basically this whole war was just a conservation effort by the government to help save that. But
yeah, this is the Australian Strike Back section. So eventually, like, those farmers were there, right? And they saw, they got all this land from the government. They were supposed to farm wheat on it. And then they got these birds running around.
Yeah.
These fucking birds, man, killing our crops. And then the governments decide to do something about it.
Yeah. I think numbers I saw was like 20,000 of them would migrate. And I'm like, that's a fuck ton of
Yeah,
emus.
I mean, imagine it. Like, imagine you got your farm and it's not huge, but you see this giant flock of birds run through it. You're like, well, shit. God damn it.
Well, they were having issues because, they'd tried to stop them, but then, they'd knock down fences and stuff. Well, then it also didn't help. Rabbits were introduced to Australia for hunting.
Yeah.
Well, funny thing about rabbits is
tiny as shit and go eat shit.
they like to fuck.
Yeah, that too.
And they reproduce very fast. But so they were having issues with, so they brought them over just for hunting, and then they were like, shit, this is getting out of control. Well, they didn't help the crops either. They were destroying crops too. But then they would put up fences to stop all these animals, and then the emus were like, haha, funny, and then run right through them.
Yeah, I mean, and really times were getting really hard.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just because of that, right? It didn't help for sure, but in general, there was the Great Depression that happened. There was a drought that was going on through Australia. So a lot of the farmers, not only that, they had PTSD, I'm sure.
Right? I could only imagine.
Alcoholism was a huge thing. Suicide skyrocketed. So the conditions were miserable. The unemployment rate rose all the way to 32%. Right?
That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, really...
That is not sustainable for an economy.
This was a miserable... Oh my God, I can't...
Miserable.
This was a miserable condition for farmers in Western Australia, right? And then these emus were just like the cherry on top.
Yeah. So the thing is with Australia is it was already kind of struggling anyways.
Yeah.
So Australia was started as a penal colony, which...
A penile?
Penal. Sorry.
Penile.
It started as a penis.
But, is that right?
No. So
wow, I learned so much today.
British like to imprison everybody. And so they sent the non-violent, the tax crime people and shit like that. And honestly, probably some real criminals to Australia. They were like, you can either sit in prison or you can go be free in this giant country. And they're like, okay, cool. Well, then everything in the country's trying to kill them anyway. So.
Was it like an option then?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Probably. Actually, probably not knowing the British. They're probably like, hi, you're getting arrested, and then we're shipping you.
Dude, if they saw some of the animals in Australia that you see on like Facebook and stuff, though, I would be like,
fucking spiders and all that shit.
Some kind of spider fish thing? No way.
Yeah, it was not a good time. So they kind of struggled through the years because, it was just criminals. It wasn't like real people.
An interesting crop of individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Australia actually became a nation in 1901 when they declared to be apart from Britain. Yeah, it was New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania became known as the Commonwealth of Australia. Yeah, Tasmania, where Taz is from. The Tasmanian devil. Yeah, so it was just...
Boo.
I know, it's kind of boring. I'm sorry, guys.
No, I'm saying the Tasmanian devil joke. The rest of it's important. I'm joking.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you too.
But yeah, so Australia just was a new nation trying to start up, and then World War I happened in 1914. 1919, I think was World War I.
Whenever Franz got shot, yeah.
I think it was 14.
Classic.
Yeah. Listen to that episode.
Yeah.
Kind of entertaining.
Yeah. He was a pretentious douchebag.
With that wicked mustache.
And liked to hunt. They should have sent him out.
Yeah, they should have sent him to Australia. They would have wiped out these birds.
Actually, let me touch on Franz. There was one thing that was mentioned a lot. So a lot of people were like, man, there's no way he killed 300,000 animals. Right? Or the crazy number he had in one day. I don't remember. It's
like 800 in a day.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, how do you get to that point? Apparently, what he was doing was he would have...
People catch him.
He would be in a car driving with a machine gun. No, it gets worse. He would be in a car with a machine gun on it, and then he would have people herd animals towards him.
All right.
And he would have poachers drive behind the animals and drive them towards them, and then he would just blow them away. What the fuck is wrong with you that you have to do?
Well, I mean, if you got nothing else to do.
I mean,
they didn't have GameCube back then. You couldn't play Super Smash Brothers back then.
I feel bad, if I shot a deer and I wasted it. I'd be like, I want to make sure we eat it and stuff.
Yeah, hunting for food.
And then that guy's just out there with a machine gun just blown away.
I mean, maybe he fed the
I don't think so.
He probably did.
There's no way you eat all those animals.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, holy shit.
Anyways, just
That's kind of funny.
Wanted to make.
So yeah, here's the actual number. So most of these veterans didn't have any farming experience, which I mean for them kind of sucked. But yeah, they got these little 10-acre plots, which I mean it's still a lot of land.
Yeah, it's something.
But when you're raising a crop like
10 acres,
like wheat. I mean any crop really, unless you're harvesting gold, but
it's not enough.
It's really not. And so when you got all these farmers, doing the same thing, it doesn't really help the price either.
Yeah. Well, there was a time too where they actually tried to lock in the price to help. And then the government was like, we're going to lock in this year's harvest of wheat. It was going to be 4 shillings a bushel. And then next thing you know, when it came time to it, it fell apart in the Senate and it didn't work out and you didn't get the money that you were planning on.
Yeah.
And then things got really bad after that.
Well, yeah, it just, I mean, there were small plots of land. The soil was awful. You constantly had to worry about rabbits and fucking giant birds. It was just...
Yeah, I didn't think you could farm at all in Australia. It looks like a place where
there is farm. A lot of desert in Australia, but when you get towards the coast,
where Bluey is,
yeah, where Bluey is, it's
Queensland?
very green.
Yeah,
but Western Australia, I mean, is very arid. It kind of does suck.
And if you haven't seen the new episode of Bluey, it's gonna make you cry.
Don't ruin it for me yet,
dude. As a 32-year-old man, I cried.
You're not 32 yet.
I think I'm 32.
Your birthday's in May.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're 31. You're 31.
I'm 31.
We're 31.
I thought I was 32.
No, 32 this year.
I feel like I just got another year of my life back.
But yeah, so Australia is just, I mean, it's a very massive island.
And our Lord and Savior Shane Gillis says, they always help out in the wars, right? They've been a good nation for supporting military. They're military wise, they're pretty badass for how small they are. They helped in World War I, World War II, right? World War I, they had more casualties for sure than World War I.
Well, that was just because World War I in general had more casualties.
Yeah.
Because they were still marching into battle with machine guns, and they're like, "Oh shit, we probably shouldn't be doing this."
Lessons were learned.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a World War I strategic idiocracy, because they did a lot of stupid shit in World War I. It's like, come on, guys, we have guns now.
What a historical blunder it must have been.
But yeah, Australia was very good at supporting.
They were a good friend.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, a lot of sailors that were during World War II that were in the Pacific, they actually got to take their leave in Australia and be part of society.
Good for them.
Yeah, instead of just
good for them
killing people in the islands.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in 1918, they actually started having the issues with the emus coming. I don't know what an emu says. I think it's more of like a eagle, yeah, like that, terrifying.
Let's see what
I don't know if they cawed. I don't think I'd be as scared of them.
So they sound like a drum.
What?
This is weird. It's creepy.
Sounds like a cat purring. Ooh. They don't caw?
No, they just make that drum sound.
I feel like that'd be worse.
God, they're ugly fucking things.
Yeah, dude.
It looks like a peacock without the pretty feathers. And they're way taller.
They're just weird looking.
Yeah, they make me angry looking at it. I bet all these farmers just saw them out there and they're like, fuck that bird.
Imagine not knowing what the fuck they are and then you just show up to Australia and you're like, what the fuck is this?
I was wondering, were they there? Have they always been there?
Yeah, emus are there.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty sure I think they're only native to Australia.
So you certainly don't see them in Illinois.
Actually, Brookfield Zoo.
Well, okay, at the zoo you see all sorts of shit. I don't see a rhino running through the fields, Stillman Valley.
So iconic, they are Australian. They started in Tasmania.
So that is the section of A New Emu. A New Hope.
A new emu.
We're going to go through the Australian Strike Back.
Yeah. You know,
Because they're getting sick of that shit.
Getting sick of a giant fucking flightless bird destroying their wheat.
Right, so these farmers are veterans, right? And they decided, hey, why don't we take up arms against them and keep the emus from eating and trampling our crops? You know, the emu numbers were overwhelming, and the birds were surprisingly difficult to hunt. So they said, hey, government, we need machine guns. We need a bunch of military equipment to kill these goddamn birds because they're driving us nuts. And we know how to function in a military, and that's, you know, we want to do it again against the birds. We're going to hunt the birds down.
The birds.
So basically the government gave them a bunch of machine guns, and we're like, all right, go get those birds.
Well, they gave them really shit weapons.
Yeah. Right. I mean, they didn't have drones and stuff and all that.
Well, no, just the farmers themselves. They gave the farmers the shitty weapons. The machine guns they gave to the army.
Yeah, they actually, and then the government sent out the army.
The army.
Yeah.
The whole 3 people.
Yeah.
Like, that alone, to me, is like, they're just like, these guys are getting annoying. Just send this guy.
Well, I think, you know, hopefully they felt bad. Like, hey, the whole farming thing's not really working out like it was supposed to. We need to help our veterans.
So we're sending 3 people.
But turns out the emus are hard to hunt. Those sons of bitches are fast, and they're not as dumb as they look.
They actually tried stopping it. The farmers had guns. Did not work out. And so the government decided to send in 3 people.
Three
with
people.
Well, this
lots of ammo. Yeah. We've covered the farmers taking up arms, getting frustrated, and we've covered the government stepping in. And before we move on to the main event of this, we're going to go through our trivia section. I believe it's time for trivia. So as you guys like to know, we like to do trivia with one of our followers and listeners. And today we're calling Hairball.
Because we called him last episode and I forgot to hit record.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Just freaking dandy.
Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, it's,
I think we're recording this time.
We are recording. I haven't even touched it. I'm not going to fuck it up this time.
Yeah, that was pretty much all for naught that night.
All right, so as I told you earlier, the episode is the Emu War. They really don't caw. We're very disappointed.
Apparently, like,
yeah, they make a weird fucking noise. It sounds like a cat purring. I don't know. It just makes me want to eat these things more. All right, so I will do the first question.
Alrighty.
Let me. Oh fuck! You're on my phone. I'm like, where's my phone?
So organized.
So organized. All right. So, what is the biggest bird in Australia?
Well, obviously, it would have to be an emu.
I'm going to say ostrich.
Ostriches are in Africa, dumbass.
Thanks. Dickhead.
It's called a cassowary, is the largest bird. And it is like a blue, creepy fucking version of an emu. These things are fucking terrifying looking.
How big are they?
They're about the same size as the emu, but they'll like hide in fucking trees. They're like aggressive. They are scary looking.
They're like Super Saiyan emus.
Yeah, basically. They're just fucking like emus on fucking steroids.
Never heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic Nate question.
I know. Just wait.
I got a question. So, do the moms or the dads incubate and raise the chicks in the emu family?
The dads do.
The dads do. He's right.
Like a penguin.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Hairball's right.
Most good fathers do, right?
Yeah, I know that feeling.
We just sit on the babies till they're warm
As we sit in your basement
while
drinking.
our wives take care of the kids. When eating an emu, do you want it rare, medium rare, or well done?
Well done.
I'm going to go medium rare.
Yes, it is medium rare because it is a red meat like beef.
Oh, nice.
Is it fatty and everything?
No, they actually said it's very lean.
Oh.
They said it's for people that don't really like beef. They can have that as like an alternative because it's a bird.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, they said it tastes like beef.
Oh.
Yeah, so like people that have
That's
trouble
weird.
with beef, they can eat emu instead. Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura on The Cabin?
Yeah.
Whatever, his little series.
They ate emu.
Yeah, they chop up an emu like the first episode.
Oh.
Like him and Tom just freaking start cutting it up with a chainsaw and shit.
Weird.
You're weird.
All right.
Well, yeah.
You're talking to two weirdos in a basement. How much weirder can it get?
Don't do that. No one's going to call in anymore.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
never mind. We love you. You're cool.
Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Hey, what's bigger, an ostrich or an emu?
I hope the microphone picked that up.
You had some cheese again, you little fart or what?
No, Jake farted.
It's my eggy drink.
You said emu?
No, ostrich by a lot. Ostriches can weigh usually around 300 pounds.
So me.
And an emu is like 120 pounds. So they're like almost
Double
2.5 the size. Yeah.
Double. Well, yeah.
It's 2.5
It
is
is
the
2.5.
math.
Holy shit.
Wow, I can do math.
Know that either.
You better fucking do math. You're an engineer.
Yeah, I'm an engineer.
Hey, Bimmy, come here, man.
That's exactly what I sound like at work. I'm a big boy.
All right. My final question. In the movie Dude, Where's My Car? Was the big bird an ostrich or an emu?
If I'm being totally honest with you right now, I've never seen that movie.
Oh. You'd probably like it. It's pretty stupid funny.
What movie?
Sorry.
Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh, I think I watched that when I was a kid.
Oh.
I haven't seen
All
it
right,
since.
never mind, guys. That was a stupid question. It's ostriches. But
Hey,
then,
don't feel bad. All your questions are
But
stupid.
then Ashton Kutcher yells at it, and he's like, "You freaking llama!" And it's really funny.
Do emus have calf muscles?
No.
I would say yes.
Yes, they're the only bird in existence that have calf
It's
muscles.
because they're creepy. They have legs with calves.
And that's why they jump so well.
They're fucking
Whatever.
creepy.
They're not normal. They have calf muscles.
I did not know that either.
That's why they're so sexy.
Quit rubbing your
Nothing
leg,
like
you
a
weirdo.
nice calf muscle. Ooh. Daddy.
All right, Hairball. I'm sorry you had to witness that.
I didn't witness anything because I didn't see it.
Well, we'll send you a picture of my calf muscle.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, that's all right.
All right, Hairball. Thanks for calling. Well, I called you.
Thanks, Hairball.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. No, you won't.
Yeah, well, you're coming
Oh.
trivia.
Yep, you're definitely right.
All right, love you.
Ew.
Love you. Bye.
Ew.
Yeah, why you say that
Wait.
to your friends?
I tell you I love you all the time.
I know, I love you too.
It's how you show your love to your boys.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little,
No.
little,
So thanks to Hairball
little
for
romance.
doing trivia with us
For the second time.
for the second time, but this time recorded
Yeah,
because I'm not going to fuck it up.
it's always fun doing it.
Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human who lives in a world who is going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a very different way. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com.
That's right, Nate. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission
because finding a therapist can be hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. Yeah, I'm really glad we chose BetterHelp as a sponsor for this podcast because I've had people in my own life that have struggled with mental health and anxiety and depression. And therapy was something that definitely helped them overcome those struggles. And now they're in a much better place.
Yeah, I mean, I use BetterHelp, and so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really talking about you.
Oh.
BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days.
And sometimes faster. It only took a couple hours for me.
That's right. It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in our description. It's betterhelp.com/historicalblunderspod.
All one word.
That's right. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and get the support that you need.
And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost, without stressing about insurance, who's in network, or anything like that.
So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/historicalblunderspod.
And that's betterhelphelp.com. All right. Onward with Return of the Emu.
Dun, dun,
and honestly, Strike Back, like Empire Strikes Back is my favorite, but
dude, it's everyone's favorite.
Return of the Jedi is like number 2.
So I don't know. Let me tell you this: Dune Part 2.
Dune?
Dude, have you seen the second Dune?
Did you fuck the popcorn bucket?
What? Maybe. Dude, have you seen Dune Part 2?
No, I haven't seen Dune Part 1.
Dude. Oh, Nathan. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Dune Part 1 is okay. Like, it's fine.
I heard it was, like, weird. Like, they were, like, tying it to, like, Jesus.
It is. No.
Like,
no,
whatever that Timothy Chalamet or whatever the fuck. He's kind of Jesus-y.
I'm telling you right now, Dune Part 2 is one of my top 5 movies in a theater ever.
Really?
Yeah. Way better than Oppenheimer.
Not even Napoleon?
Bonaparte? Like the movie Napoleon?
Yeah,
no,
we
dude.
went and saw that together.
Dude,
well, how about this?
It was fine. It was fine, but it was like
throwback.
Top 100.
A movie I remember going to see with you, because then I had to go see it with my family the next day, and I was really pissed.
Shit.
Paul Blart.
I feel like I need to... Oh,
remember
we went and saw Paul Blart. Anyways, Return of the
Return of the Emus. How it came in fucking... Yeah, fucking weird. Oh, that sounds worse. All right, so...
No, it's like the Dune movie. The sandworms go...
The big fucking worm makes that noise? You know, it looks like a Sarlacc pit from Star Wars. All right, so back to the emus and not the fucking Dune movie again. So, farmers fed up. Australian government decides to step in. They literally send 3 fucking people. A major and then 2 people to work with them.
It's better than no one.
I mean, it's better than nobody. Maybe.
Be thankful for what you have.
So, the defense minister, George Pierce, normal name, sent 3 men from the army. This one's going to be a fun one.
He's going to pierce...
Yeah. No.
the emus.
That's the guy that sent the people.
Oh.
So, the first man is Major Gwynd Purvis Win Aubrey.
It's Gwynedd.
Gwynedd? Oh, that's even worse.
Gwynedd Purves.
Oh, I guess there are. Gwynedd Purves Win Aubrey Meredith.
Pick a name.
Jesus Christ, dude, you got 17 of them. But yeah, he was from the 7th Heavy Artillery in the Australian Army. Was in command, and then joining him was Sergeant S. McMurray, because they ran out of space spelling out his name. They had to. They only got
just
letters.
S.
Yeah, they only got letters for the next 2.
Can I be Steve McMurray? No, because Gwynedd Purves Win Aubrey Meredith took all the letters.
Yeah, so now you're just Sergeant McMurray, and then Gunner J. O'Halloran.
Yeah, James didn't get his whole name.
He didn't get it either. And then. A cinematographer from Fox Movie Tone also accompanied them on this. Like a documentary crew guy, but in the fucking 30s, was like, I need to film this.
I think it's funny that the government was like, hey, something weird's gonna happen. Hey, movie
Honestly,
people, we need a camera on this.
Honestly, at the time, they probably couldn't even afford it, and so Fox paid for it so they could have it.
They probably just said, hey, here's an opportunity. Why don't you pay us some money and you can go with?
So this crew was armed with 2 Lewis guns, which are really cool old machine guns from World War I. They got the big round barrel drum on the top. Well, I think it's a water-cooled barrel too. It's a cool gun. But they got the 2 Lewis guns and then 10,000 rounds of ammo. So if you're really thinking about it, like, yes, 10,000 sounds like a lot of ammo, but when you're firing 100 rounds a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a machine gun. You would think you could go to the birds in a flock and just unload.
You think you could.
So, right, that's what they thought too. Right?
Like, if he was there, maybe he would have done better.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing with this too, right? They sent military people to go take care of it.
Yes. Military trained people.
Yeah, I know. Military trained people, like people that are trained to hunt people, not trained to hunt animals. Like, I wonder if they took like a poacher, like a team of poachers.
It would have done better.
Yeah.
Or some Aborigines, since you're in Australia.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
That's the native people of Australia, is the Aborigines. That's when you see like random black people in movies from Australia.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee, when he goes and drops his son off at the school in Australia, there's like a black guy in a freaking
Aborigine?
Aborigine.
You're making that up.
No. What the hell? Loincloth. There you go. He's got like loincloth and a spear, and he's like, oh, hi. Okay. But then he pulls out a cell phone. It's kind of funny.
Were people native to Australia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
And they have dark skin because it's south of the equator. Like,
that's
tropical.
Wild. I didn't know that.
Aborigines.
I still don't believe
the more you learn. So, but yeah, like if you actually got someone like an Aborigine or a poacher or Franz Ferdinand, but he was dead already. But like someone able to hunt animals, not people.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. The army probably, but they honestly were like, dude, just give them a couple machine guns. They'll just slaughter them and they'll be done.
Right. We're so technologically advanced. Yeah. It's going to be easy.
So the Great Emu War started on November 2nd of 1932. The Great Emu War. It just sounds cool. All right. So, the Australians, the 3 of them, saw the emu horde start advancing, and they sprang into action with the assistance of local farmers. So they actually had a couple extra people. Yeah. They attempted to herd the emus into an ambush, but what they actually kind of didn't expect was they thought they'd be able to herd them like most animals. They actually scattered, and then actually made it harder for them to get shot. And they were basically out flanking, out smarting these farmers. And
so yeah, it's the first glimpse of this whole thing not working like it should have worked, right? Like the emus were surprisingly difficult to corral right off the bat.
They're not as stupid as they look.
Yeah.
Because they look fucking stupid. So,
and here's the thing too, they're apparently IQ-wise like one of the dumbest birds. Which is even funnier to Australia.
What's that saying about Australia?
Yeah, apparently.
Australia, stick to your cartoons. You know how to make them.
I don't think they're like strategic. I just think they're not smart enough to stay together in the first place, which made it harder.
That honestly could have just been, they were just so fucking stupid. They're just like, scatter!
Run!
Yeah, whatever the fuck that. Just imagine fucking 1,000 of them all together making that noise.
Well, I mean, because they're agile. I wonder if it makes it worse that they're stupid. You know,
they're too stupid to shoot.
So the other weird part of it, right, is they're surprisingly like resilient to bullets. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Well, the one guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Tell that story.
So he put some lead into this fucking emu.
Yeah.
And just kept going.
Yeah, it just kept running away like
It wasn't Kevin from
it would
fucking
piss me
Up
off.
Now. But yeah, like, God, I couldn't. I just wish I was there. Like, there's certain moments in history where if I had a time machine, I would go back to. And honestly, this is one of those moments.
Dude, because, like, okay, the three guys going out to hunt them. It's basically you, me, and Brett going out to kill a flock of birds.
And this is exactly how it would work if it was the three of us.
We would go out there and we'd be like, I don't know, I tried to fucking shoot them and they kept running away. I don't know. And then I'd get mad at you. And then Brett would like tell us what to do.
Well, you see, they're similar to chickens.
Dude, I think that's what it is. I think they're basically like trying to hunt a giant flock of tall, fast chickens.
Because chickens don't listen.
Oh, they're so
you cannot
stupid.
do anything with a chicken.
Yeah.
And that is simply.
That is a simply.
I've been drinking
a
Rumplemans.
simply.
Essentially the same fucking thing, just bigger. So they actually ran into a smaller flock later that day, and where they're like, "Okay, we'll try it again."
Yeah.
And it happened the same thing. They just spread. They're like kids playing in the street, and they're like, "Car!" and just take off. So 2 days later, Meredith, because they didn't want to type out his full fucking name again, and honestly, I'm glad they didn't.
Hold on, Gwynedd Purves Win Aubrey Meredith.
Thank you.
Gwynedd, sorry.
That's gonna be the name of my next child. Gwynedd.
You should do all the other names too.
All of them. So I gotta have 5 kids.
No, like in one kid.
Oh, and what?
And the other one's just J.
Sorry, Jay.
Ellie's just E now.
E
Coppernell.
And so, 2 days later, Meredith decided he was going to try to ambush 1,000 emus at the water. So all these emus were just kind of there taking
Not a bad tactic.
Not horrible. So as soon as they started shooting, because they were basically like point blank range.
Yeah.
As soon as they started firing, the Lewis gun jammed. So basically, God was just like, you're not gonna kill these fucking emus today. Like, literally everything they're trying.
I can't stop picturing you, me, and Brett being like, well, fuck.
God damn it. We just need to kill one. Yeah.
We would be laughing anyway. I wonder if they just had fun anyways with it.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna get in trouble.
So essentially, they had a hard time trying to keep track of all of it because they would shoot the birds, but then they'd just run away, and so you had no idea if they fucking died or not.
And they would die. They found a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So the third day, they said they've killed about 30 emus.
And the enemy had how many?
They're saying roughly around 20,000 emus.
Yeah, I kind of feel like these guys do suck. How do you not
Kill more than 30? Yeah.
If you're in a flock of like 1,000 and you have a machine gun, you can't. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like run away.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, they only had 10,000 rounds. There's 20,000 emus. One round is not going to kill a fucking emu unless you headshot only.
I still feel like, they weren't shooting off 1,000 rounds though.
They probably were, dude.
What do you know?
I don't know. Get the fucking DeLorean. Let's go back. I want to see this. So the next day, a few days, they didn't really do well either. The emus responded to the danger and split into smaller groups. And basically they were just somehow outflanking them, just separating, making it hard for them to find. So eventually they decided, hey, let's mount the Lewis gun to the back of a truck.
Yeah,
I
see that.
Yeah.
So what's weird too is the emus were starting to keep distance
Yeah.
from the soldiers.
Well, I mean, that's nature.
Well, I mean, like, they were learning, like, oh, if we get too close to them, they're going to start shooting. So we got to keep our distance.
So there's like, all right.
So it's like
220 feet's perfect.
Right. So this whole thing starts to spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Basically.
So they loaded this machine gun on the back of the truck. Well, come to find out, desert land, farmland is very rough.
Bumpy.
Yeah. You can't really travel across it fast because, these birds are running 30 mile an hour. You can't do 30 mile an hour on an old truck, let alone a new truck, across rough terrain.
Well, not with a guy standing on the back with a machine gun, like aiming it. Although I gotta say, sounds like a lot of fun.
It does sound like a lot of fucking fun.
Right. I'm thinking Halo.
Yeah. Maybe if they had that suspension system on the Warthog.
Those Warthogs are amazing.
So, they couldn't shoot them on the back of the truck. So they thought, fuck it. Let's just use the truck and ram and run over the birds.
That's a frustration move.
Yeah. Well, what ended up happening was an emu got its head stuck in the steering wheel, and they crashed the truck.
They're like ants.
So
they start attacking by sacrificing themselves.
I don't think that was what happened. I think what happened is they hit it, and it went like blah, 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 over and got stuck. Yeah. But then in their minds, they're like, they fucking crashed the truck. What the hell? So
I don't even see these birds ever, and they just piss me off. Just hearing about them.
Like, they need to make this a modern movie. But I feel like PETA would be pissed. Like, you can't be killing birds.
You know what sounds like more fun? You, me, and Brett go to Australia.
And hunt emus.
And see if we can take them out.
They're endangered now.
Oh, man. What happened to them?
Well, the government eventually gets fed up with pests and boom, boom, start shooting. And eventually they start killing emus. But not successfully right now. So...
it takes a while.
On November 8th, so it's only been 6 days of this, on all the bad press and the poor performance in the field, they were withdrawn. The official report states that around 300 emus were killed. 300 out of 20,000. Not a lot.
Of their army.
Yeah.
I love they always refer to the army of the emus. Like, like the emus were fighting back.
All right, so then November 13th, so 5 days later, they were deployed again, Meredith and his team. The attacks continued, and they claimed to shoot around 100 emus a week, which is better than, not really, because it was 6 days and they only killed 300, which was more efficient than their 100 a week. Yeah. When it was all said and done, they claimed 986. So December 10th. So November 13th to December 10th. So about a month. The commander claimed 986 kills with almost 10,000 rounds, 9,860. And then
10 bullets to a kill.
But then they said with a further 2,500 dying of injury. So, but they said that was also highly debated because they think
I was going to say
they inflated those numbers.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. So, an Australian ornithologist, those are the people that study birds, D.L. Cervanty, because, they couldn't give him a full name because Meredith took it all. So this was his quote. The machine gunner's dream of point-blank fire into serried masses of emus were soon dissipated. The emu command had evidently ordered guerrilla tactics, and this unwieldy army soon split up into innumerable small units that made the use of military equipment uneconomic. The crestfallen field force therefore withdrew from the combat area after about a month.
Yeah, so some of these reports get really weird because they also had reports of each unit had a tall emu leader. That was a captain, and it was tall and had very dark features.
Follow Bill, he's tall.
Like what's going on in Australia where they think the birds have like it sounds like a little bit of PTSD.
So the fun part is that now like scientists and people have studied these birds and they say how fucking stupid they are.
Right.
And then I mean maybe back then they weren't as stupid. Hopefully.
I think there's a little bit of self-loathing in Australia where they're like, yeah, we can't even take out the birds.
We can't even fucking kill the birds.
We can't even kill the birds.
It happens sometimes.
Our government sucks.
Yeah.
Sydney's ridden with
theme park fires
and criminals.
Yeah.
Crime bosses.
Listen to the Luna Park episode.
Yep. Apparently that's all that's going on. Maybe there's a little bit of self-loathing is all my point is.
That's why Luna Park caught on fire. The fucking emus. It all stems from that.
Emu.
Thank you for that. You sounded so fucking stupid.
That's a Liberty.
I know.
Yeah.
I was saying Limu Emu at the beginning of the episode. I just wasn't singing it.
So the Australian government was depantsed by a flock of birds.
Yeah, because they claimed success, yet the emu still continued to destroy crops. The farmers had rifles, but still couldn't handle it. It was just funny. They requested government assistance again in 1934 and 1943. Imagine that. The whole world's at war in 1943, and they're like, "Can we please kill the fucking birds?"
Yeah, I mean they
call the U.S.
Dude, and it ended up they couldn't. Right, the whole way to attack them via gunning them down just never worked.
No. Eventually, they got fencing that they could not break through.
That was the only thing that fixed the problem.
Just put up a wall, they'd run into it.
They basically had to put up a wall.
Yeah. Walls work.
Yeah. Biden.
So, my favorite thing was this anecdote I found. Despite no emus being present to sign the document, the truce was declared in 1999 when the Australian government declared emus as a protected species because they killed too many of them eventually.
Yeah, finally.
Actually, I think more or less it was, them like building a country and people moving.
That's what I mean. Like
deforestation killed them, not the bullets.
Does the government say, "Oh, they won finally," or like?
The government well,
because like if the government said that, they just hate themselves. Like, yeah, we lost to a bunch of birds.
You know damn well they were signing them as a protected species. They're like, because we fucking killed them. That's what happened.
Yeah, I'm a big boy.
I'm a big boy. I don't let birds do anything.
Yeah, I win against the birds.
Win. So yes, guys, that is the Great Emu War, because you have to call it great.
So the biggest lesson of today, the biggest lesson of today, right? Use egg whites in your whiskey sour.
Should we get an emu egg next time?
Oh, dude, I think it'd be too much.
We'll make a pitcher. See if I can buy an emu egg.
As long as I'm sleeping here. Oh, well, let's do our goodbye first.
Yeah. All right, so that is the Emu War. Yeah.
Wherever the hell. I don't know. I can't do it.
That ruined it for me. Yeah, there we go. That was pretty good. It's like a cat purring.
Yeah, except they're ugly as shit.
Yeah, cats are cute. But yeah, so that's emus. We're going to try to find some emu to eat. Possibly shoot with a machine gun.
I'm not going to eat. What?
You don't want to shoot them? All right, guys. So thank you. By the way, we are not changing our name.
We're not changing our name. We've decided against it.
We're staying. HB for life.
Planting the flag.
The only way out is in a box.
Keep that shot glass.
Keep the shot
Actually,
glass.
if you want more, we still have some more.
Yeah. Comment on Apple Podcasts. We will send you a shot glass free of charge. You just gotta eventually let us know where you live so we know where to send it.
Please. Bye. Have a nice week, guys. Fuck yeah.